Hi, this is Emma Yates from Rachel McConnell, and here's our strategy tube on auto-summarization.
So what is auto-summarization? It's when you use a computer program to create a shortened version of a longer piece of written text. The shortened version will contain the most important things of the longer text. And according to MS Word, auto-summarization works best on well-structured documents such as reports, articles, as well as scientific papers.
Auto-summarization is a cognitive rescaling strategy. So what that means is that the same material is presented at various different levels, for example, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, depending on the needs of the learners in your classroom. This can be really helpful in inclusive classrooms because it allows all the students to see the same material. So how does auto-summarization work? Different summarization programs use different algorithms to determine what to put in the summary. For example, the Microsoft Word auto-summarize function determines key points by analyzing the document and assigning a score to each sentence. Sentences that contain words used frequently in the document are given a higher score. The user can then choose a percentage of the highest scoring sentences to display in the summary. Here's a demo of how to use auto-summarization. For the purposes of the demo, we have used a site from the Canadian Encyclopedia because Microsoft Word recommends using well-structured documents. So you copy-paste the text from whatever website or document you want to use, and then you open a Word file and paste it in. Then you go up and find your auto-summarization button, and for the first example, we'll practice highlighting the key points. So you just click on the highlight key points button and then you would click OK. And then there's the example of what it would look like. So it's just highlighted a couple of sentences from each paragraph. For the next point, you again go to auto summarize and then you can sort of create a miniature summary. For this case, we've asked it to use 25% of the original document. So the original document was 4 pages, and this new document is 1 page, and it's just the main points from the original document. Another example of a program that can do auto-summarization is Premier Assistive Technology and the function within that program called eReader. So that will also read or scan any document, PDF, or websites. And then after you summarized it, it can also read the text back to you. Todd reports that he has had good success with this program. Who could benefit from auto-summarization? So any students who have a reading-related learning disability, it shortens the text so they don't have as much that they need to read. Students with ADHD who can have trouble focusing for long periods of time, that way they could just read a short summary of the relevant information, and also students who have deficits in working memory and executive function, so students that have trouble holding a lot of information in their memory at one time. This way they just need to think about those salient points. And of course OISE students who do not have time to do all of their assigned readings for class. Ha ha. Auto-summary can be helpful in the classroom for pre-reading, so students can read a summary of the main points before reading a larger text document to sort of cue them into what they should be paying attention to, and also for post-reading, so students can use a summary to consolidate what they have learned and to confirm that they actually understood the main ideas from a given text. Auto-summarization in the classroom. So the teacher can use auto-summarization to make summaries of curriculum material presented in class for students who have trouble dealing with large amounts of text. The students could use these for studying later on. It can also be used by students to identify main points that they can then use in presentations or in reports.
Okay, so for supportive research, it was very limited. What we found online was that there were a lot of testimonials saying how great it was, but it lacked that evidence-based research. A lot of the research was conducted by Dave L. Eddyburn, who is well respected in the field of assistive technology. What we did find was a case study, which was a 15-year-old male with a mild disability, and he was asked to create a resource book on the ecosystem using sources that he found on the internet. What the study showed was that it was easy to use and there was very minimal training needed. The student was able to read, organize, and report from internet resources. Now, because it was a case study, it lacked reliability as well as social validity. And it didn't really discuss how they measured the resource book as well as the criteria that was made for how good the resource book was. For the limitations, there are a lot of concerns on the program's ability to pick out relevant information and piece it into a comprehensive summary that can be understood. Microsoft Word states that auto-summarize works best on scientific papers, so we tested this theory with a lot of the articles we read in class, and it wasn't very successful. It's difficult to measure and evaluate a summary's accuracy as you'd have to compare it against human summaries, which can be very subjective. Some auto-summarization programs, such as the one listed here, limit the amount of text that can be summarized. We tested it with a 5-page paper and it wouldn't process it for us.
So some people have created a sort of humorous website about auto-summarization. So in this one, they've sort of summarized the Wizard of Oz into a single paragraph. So this is just to illustrate that while auto-summarization sounds good, it doesn't always sort of give us the whole picture.
Here are our references.
Here's the auto-summarization of this presentation.
Awesome!